Dragon Shooter here. As you may know, that not everything on this channel is going to be about shooting. So I'm kind of into a new thing here, since I've moved to a state that actually has water, I've actually decided to take up fishing. And I'm finding myself quite addicted to it. I really, really enjoy it. I do have a couple of other rods that I'm not going to really show right now. One thing I wanted to show is I found something called a pen fishing rod. And I know a lot of people out there have a really bad opinion of these. While I haven't had the opportunity to take the rod out to go fishing yet, I did want to kind of show you what it looks like. It comes in two separate pieces. Here's your rod and the reel. Now the reel, I'm going to talk about it first. It comes, and note, you can't switch the handle on this one. Now this is not the official penfishingrod.com fishing pole. This is one of the ones I got off of Amazon for a little bit cheaper. And this is kind of my daily carry pack that I put it into the outside pocket of my daily pack. So basically the reel hangs under the rod like this. And what you do to assemble it is you unscrew this nut and you slide it into the end. If you'll see, there is an end hole here, and that square, so that goes right in here. Oops, wrong side. Remember, you can only push it in from one side. So it will only go from one side over here. So I'm going to push it in like that. And then this piece just screws right in the side here. So assembling of the reel is actually pretty easy. Let's see. It is not a very high-end reel. It's a very inexpensive, it is kind of a weaker reel. It does have your reverse stop, or you can reverse reel. Casting is just simple spinner reel. You would flip open the bail. You would hold your line just like any other and cast. And then, of course, to lock it in, you would reel it in a little bit, and it would pop the bail back over. It does come with some standard monofilament line. It had a lot of memory to it. So, and to those who don't know what the memory is, it basically, when you pull it off, it stays coiled, and the longer it stays spooled, the more tightly coiled it is. And what that can do is, as it comes off, it can actually feed up underneath the reel base right here, and it can actually get stuck in there and it won't work properly. It has to maintain up here. It can also cause bird nests and stuff like that. Now with my standard reels, with the spinner reels, I do either use fluorocarbon or braided line. With my bait caster reel, I do only use braided line, which seems to not give me as many backlash or bird's nest as the others. So with the rod itself, it comes just like this. It is looks like a very large pen, but for packing it away, it's actually pretty good. Essentially, you pull off the cap, you lift up until it stops, you then extend out the pole, trying to line up the eye holes, and it's going to sit upside down like this. So then you would take your pole or your reel, feed it into the back one, and you would then push down on the front retentioner to hold it in place. And then there's a nut here on top that you would just screw down. So let's get this tied in there, and I would say you want to tie it in there pretty tight. Alright, so now once you have it extended out, you would unhook your line, you would open your bail, unhook your line, feed it through your eyelets all the way through the end, And then, of course, close the bail and make sure you maintain some tension on the line. Not maintaining tension on the line on a spinner reel can cause it to just unload, especially with monofilament line. This is a monofilament line, however, it is rated for ice, and it seems to not have as much memory as a standard monofilament line. So I think it might work to be a little bit better. As far as construction-wise, even this little cheapy rod seems not too bad. I would not trust this for anything beyond maybe a pound or two fish. In fact, this monofilament line is only 2-pound monofilament line. So it's a very light line I've put on here. The tackle I've decided to carry with it is just basic light tackle. I've got a couple of small bobbers, clasp and spinner, a couple of small split shot. I do have a couple of jigs that I put in here, a spinner to go put the jig on, a hard bait spinner. Let's see, I've got a few larger hooks, but not many, and then mostly smaller hooks like this one. I believe this is a 6, and I think I have a few 8s in here. And then, of course, I've got some plain jig heads for bait. And then I've got some larger jig heads, but I probably wouldn't use those as often. So it all folds down into the box pretty easily for transportation. So you saw me take it out, but let's go ahead and disassemble it now and put it back. So we go ahead and just undo the nut there, pull the reel off. If I had unspooled some and ended it, what I would do is I would clip the end off, or whatever I'd put on there off, spool it back in, and then there's a little lockdown piece right there that you put your line under to hold it tight. Right before I pull it off, I would then unscrew the side nut that holds the handle on. Now the handle will actually fold over. So if you have a larger box, you can actually keep this together and put it in the box. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit in my my emergency kit like that, so I had to get I have to take the handle off, which is quite all right. It's no big deal. It's a pretty quick process to put it back on. So there is the nut back onto the handle, and then as far as the reel or the rod, you want to grasp it by the base down here. Pushing it from the top down has been known to break them. Remember, these are not high-end fishing rods. This cost me maybe $10, and you can get them for even cheaper. And what I'm doing is I'm just gently grasping by the base down here and pushing in. And then once I know it's released from the piece above it, I'm just letting it slide down in. And then the rod is now re-encased back into the pen form. The reel I push down into the box, and then the handle goes in here as well. And then we just close it up, and this fits down in the side pocket of my my emergency kit. Now I still have the rest of my stuff in my emergency kit because I had moved. I don't have my carry permit yet, so that actually should be in the next few weeks. I should be getting that, so then I can start carrying a pistol again. But carrying this doesn't affect any other space in my bag. I was able to open up the side pocket and put it in the side bag, the side of the bag, so it allows for plenty of space. Now, I've seen people catching or claiming that they've caught 5-10 pound bass on this. I don't believe that this would work for that. I'm thinking this would be more of panfish, your crappie, small bluefin, maybe appleseed, sunfish type thing. Maybe small bass you can catch on it. The reel itself is not that strong. It doesn't seem to have as good a drag system as some of the more high-end reels. So I guess if you wanted to replace the reel with something a little bit stronger, you could probably do it. The rod seems to be able to handle it. However, I would be concerned with it accidentally telescoping in when you caught a big fish. But anyway, What do you think? Do you carry an emergency kit like this? Go ahead and leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share. Catch you later.